Good morning. You are listening to the A to Z for Moms podcast. I'm Jody Martin, and we have a daily podcast that goes Monday through Saturday. If this is your first time listening to our podcast, this is the rundown of what we discuss. On Mondays, it's Motivational Monday. Kick off the week with inspiration and self-help. Teaching Tuesdays is all about homeschooling insights and educational guidance. Whip It Wednesday is Culinary Adventures and Cooking Tips. Parenting Perspectives are on Thursday. You can get advice, stories, and support for parenting. Food Storage Friday, learn about food storage and preparedness. And Money Magic for Moms on Saturday, discover entrepreneurship and ways to make money from home. So, since today is Saturday, it is Money Magic for Moms Day. And today, I'm going to be talking about finding what works for you. So we're starting with some foundation principles and where to start with if you're wanting to make money from home. Now, as always, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, need more information, insights, need a resource that I shared that you missed, then you can always email me. The email address is podcast@a2zformoms.com. And you can always find more information on my website, a2zformoms.com. As well as listening to this podcast on all the major podcast platforms, you can watch it in a video form if you want to see my facial expressions and hand gestures on my YouTube channel, which is A2Z for Moms Like Me. And all words, no numbers, or weird stuff like that. You can also follow me on TikTok, A2Z for Moms Like Me. So a lot of ways to find me out there. And without further ado, let's get going. So today, for Money Magic for Moms, we're talking about finding what works for you. Now, each podcast, we talk about 4 different talking points. So today, we're going to be talking about, number 1, she's got skills. Number 2, open to learning. Number 3, time well spent. And number 4, embrace the mentorship journey. So let's start with number 1. She's got skills. My brother used to listen to this song when I was in high school. I don't even remember who sings it, but the main line I always remember is, she's got skills. It just always makes me think of that. So I laugh whenever I see that topic heading. But basically, if you're thinking about making money from home, finding what works for you, the first step is to kind of find what are your skills. Now, be honest with yourself. If you are a shy, quiet person and you want to do something that requires putting yourself out there and talking in front of people, is that really going to work for you? That's going to be quite a bit out of your comfort zone. So you want to start with your skills. Start with your skill set. What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? Because the point of it is, if you enjoy doing something, you're going to radiate that excitement and you're going to naturally attract people and customers because you have such a positive and an exciting attitude about it. If you're humdrum and, I clean houses. I clean other people's houses. Versus, oh my gosh, I love it. I go in and I deep clean people's houses and I help them get all clean and it's so wonderful. There's a difference, right, in your passion and your approach. So, do you like to cook or bake? Do you have a natural sense of style? Are you great at organizing? Are you crafty? Are you good at writing, painting, scrapbooking? What comes naturally to you? So, if you're still struggling on what your skills set might be, so you're going to make a list. Make a list of what are my skills? What things am I good at? One thing, if you're still struggling on, I don't even know what I have skills at, think about, what do people compliment you on? What are some of the compliments you receive from other people? Is it things like, oh my goodness, your makeup's always amazing, or these are the best cookies I've ever had, or is it, your house is so spotless, or your yard is perfectly manicured? Whatever it is, what are the compliments that you receive? That will give you some insights as to what your skills are. And if you don't have skills, that's okay. Let's move on to the number 2 item we're going to talk about. Open to learning. So if you don't have skills and you're like, let's say it's scrapbooking and you're like, I would love to do scrapbooking for other people, but I'm not super good at it. Are you open to learning? Are you willing and able to step out of your comfort zone and find people who are good at what you want to learn and ask them questions and say, hey, will you teach me? Will you mentor me? Will you show me how to do this? Are you will you research it on YouTube? I mean, you can find anything between YouTube and Pinterest these days. Holy Hannah, even TikTok. You can search anything. If you want to learn about anything, YouTube is a valuable resource in my house. If my husband, he's a handyman, and if he ever needs to fix anything in our house and doesn't have, the skills or the knowledge how to do it, he just searches YouTube until he finds one, watches a video, and he's like, okay, and then he goes and does it. It's like having your own one-on-one personal teacher everywhere you go, right? Doesn't matter what the topic is. Can you imagine just being able to call up a college professor or a professional in any field and being like, hey, how do I do that? Okay, and then what do I do? Okay, and is there any order? Okay, what supplies do I need? Got it. And then going and doing it yourself. That's awesome. We are so lucky in this day and age that we have so many resources out there. So like I said, between Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok, Google, there's so many resources. If there's something you want to learn how to do, whether it's maybe you want to learn how to be a virtual assistant, you want to learn how to do graphic design, if you want to learn how to sew and cross stitch, if you want to learn how to crochet, if you want to learn how to cook, you can learn anything these days. So there's no excuse not to learn a skill if there's something you've been wanting to learn. That's all you have to do is just be open to learning, and it's okay if you start and you're like, yeah, I take it back. This isn't really what I wanted to learn. That's okay. Move on. Pick something else. All right. Number 3, time well spent. So if you're not super confident in either your skills option or your ability to learn, if you're like, you know what, I'm just more of a hands-on person and I want to learn woodworking and there's only so much I can learn from the videos. I need someone hand in hand right next to me to work from, and I don't have that. I don't know anybody. If that's the reality, then don't lose hope. There's still other things you can do. You can always sign up for like direct sales stuff. So things that you're exchanging your time for. And sometimes, and it doesn't even have to be direct sales, but something you're exchanging your time for. There are some work at home jobs out there, the inbound calls, customer service, scheduling, working for property management, putting in maintenance requests, things like that, or call service. There's a lot of things out there, a lot of jobs out there you can do from home with little to no skills or prior knowledge. They will train you, and those are basic jobs that seriously a monkey could do. Like anybody, well, I guess a monkey can't do it because they can't talk, but you get my point. Like they're super easy level jobs. And if you're just at that point where you're like, look, I just want something part-time, or I need a full-time job but I have kids. I'm a single mom and I have to stay at home with my kids, so I'm not paying all of my money for daycare. There's opportunities out there. If you're just not real confident of, I don't want to start my own business, I need something steady, I need a steady paycheck and income, dependable, or I need insurance, things like that. There's a lot of work from home opportunities out there that you can do. Usually they require an internet, a fast internet connection, and a decent computer. Occasionally you'll find a job that will provide the computer, but more often than not, you need a decent computer. And honestly, to get a decent computer that will run and work with most stuff, a desktop are not that expensive these days. I've gotten some decent ones. I'll share the affiliate link to some that I've got. I actually bought 2 of these desktops. I tried one and it was really good, so I bought a second one, and I want to say they were about $200. And so not bad at all. Not bad at all for getting a desktop to get you set up to work from home. It is doable. So there is stuff like that. If you're wanting a consistent, steady paycheck, that might be the best route for you, because some of these other stuff, starting your own business with your skills or learning a new skill, things like that, it's gonna have more aspects to it down the road, such as marketing yourself and being able to find clients and customers, and that's great. It just depends on what your goals are. If you're looking at it as a supplementary, I want fun money, or I'm just bored, all my kids are at school and I have 4 or 5 hours every day twiddling my thumbs and I just want something to get me out of the house, or I want some extra money to pay for family vacations or something like that, that's a different scenario than I need money to help support my family to pay our bills, right? There's differences there. And not that you can't do that with self-employed, but you have to understand self-employed it's gonna be random. It's feast or famine, meaning you're going to have times when you get a lot of jobs and customers and you make a really good amount of money, and then you might have a while that you don't have any work and you're putting yourself out there and you're just not getting jobs, and then all of a sudden a bunch of jobs come in and you're really busy, and then nothing, and then maybe 1 or 2 little ones keep you busy. It's not consistent. And it is, I mean, unless you just really look out and you find this very needed niche that you're busy, all the time and you're hiring staff, that's great. Like, that's the ideal situation. More often than not, that is not the reality of it, though. So you just want to keep that in mind when you're thinking about what works for you. You also have to keep in mind, what are your needs? So you got skills, you're open to learning, or you got your time well spent as far as you're trading your time for a consistent, steady hourly pay from home. Number 4, embrace the mentorship journey. So this is another option that if you're like, I don't know what to do, and again, you have to see where your financial needs are and where your goals are. You can always sign up direct sales. So think like Mary Kay, Thrive, Tupperware, Pampered Chef, LuLaRoe. If you just Google something, or I mean, you probably have stuff in your house, Scentsy, candles. What are some products that you love and use? There's probably a direct sales company that sells those products. And especially, my rule of thumb is you never sign up to sell a product unless it's a product you already use and love. Because if it doesn't come across very genuine if you're trying to sell something to people that you yourself don't use, love, and believe in, right? It's so easy when it's something, this is a product you use all the time, every day. It's natural. Like, you're naturally, how many times do you tell your friends, no matter what the product is, if it's like, hey, have you tried that new laundry soap? Or did you see they came out with this new candy bar? Or, have you seen that new stylish shirt? It's so fun. We talk to our friends and we talk about stuff all the time that way. When it's something you like, it's natural. You're going to talk about it. You're going to promote it. It's natural. But how often do you get a kickback? Do you get a commission on sales from things that you refer? Hey, did you see Walmart had a sale on blah, blah, blah? Or, our local nursery, did you see all those tomato plants? They had this neat variety of tomato plant or flower. How often does that nursery call you up and say, hey, thanks for sending people our way. Here's $20, that just doesn't happen. But that's basically the rundown of what a direct sales job is. When you sign up, say, I've done Tupperware. I did Tupperware for about 5 years. I sold Tupperware. And originally, and I've shared this story before, where originally I went to a party and I didn't even know Tupperware was still around, but I remembered it from growing up and my mom having Tupperware and things. And so I went to the party. I was like, this is so cool. It's hip colors. It's not these browns and orange and mustard yellow colors that I remember my mom having. They were cute. They were teal and purple and bright blue and pink and red, and they were fun colors. And I took a catalog and I went home and I made this list of everything I wanted to get in my kitchen, because I knew the quality was there and I liked the products and the style and the colors and the quality. So I made a list of everything I wanted for my kitchen. Well, the grand total of that list was like over $500. And I knew there's no way my husband's going to justify me buying, how am I going to justify $500 worth of Tupperware for my kitchen? But then I got looking, and the kit, if I signed up as a consultant, the kit cost at the time, it was like, I think it was like $120, $130, something like that. And it came with over $300 worth of Tupperware in the kit. It was like $360 worth of Tupperware in the kit. Well, in that kit was 4 or 5 of the items that were on my list that I wanted to buy anyway. And so I got looking at it and I thought, well, if I buy the kit, I'm getting these items plus all these other items that they're cool. They just weren't, top priority for me, but they were still neat to have. And I was like, then I can sell Tupperware and use my commission to buy all these things off my list. And then it's not coming out of our pocket. And then I can justify it. And it won't matter. I won't hear it from my husband because it's like, hey, we're not counting on this money to pay our bills. But it's like getting free products because I was sharing it with friends. And so that's what I did. And I signed up and I was like, I'm going to do it for 3 months and we'll see how it does. I figured worst case scenario, if after 3 months it bombed and I didn't sell anything and I didn't do anything, then I had the choice. I could either buy my own stuff for my kitchen, whatever left, and I'm getting a major discount as a consultant, or I cut my losses and I still got the items that came in my kit plus more. I'm getting more for my money. So there wasn't really a downside to it. And if it worked out great, then great. So I had signed up in March. I need to look up my numbers because it's been forever now, but I signed up in March, and by the end of the year, so in 9 months, I had got, it was like over $6,000 in free Tupperware. Because now keep in mind, I had been using all my commission from sales. I just turned around and I would order more Tupperware, and I'm ordering it at a discount, so I'm getting even better deals. And then also Tupperware does a lot of, or they used to at least do a lot of promotions where anyone who sells this much this week gets these free products or whatever. So they were sending me free stuff as well. And on top of that $6,000 of free product, I also got, I think it was about $1,200 to $1,500, something like that, dollars in cash commissions. And those weren't, I didn't necessarily reapply those to Tupperware because they were a commission check at the end of the month that the company would sell me or send me. So it wasn't just from my sales from the party, because those was cash in hand. Basically how Tupperware worked was if I had $100 party, I would put it in the system and Tupperware would say, okay, you owe us $75. And I got to keep that 25% was money in my pocket. That was my commission. So instead of keeping that, I would order another $25 worth of products and do that. Well, but they had another commission where it's like at the end of the month, if your sales are over this much amount, we're going to send you a 5 or 10% commission check based on your total sales for the month. And they would just send that to me. And so it was just a check that, or deposit or come in the mail, whatever. And so it wasn't like I had it when I was putting in parties that I could turn on and use it. So the $1,200 to $1,500 I made was purely accident. It was just accidental. But the thing was, I was selling those and I was doing it because I used the products. I loved it, and it was so easy to sell because it was something I used all the time, and I was promoting it, and I was totally genuine and honest with people because I wasn't doing it to support my family, and I wasn't desperate for the sale. I was like, hey, this is the product I love the most. Okay, what kind of cooking do you do? You'd probably like these products, and this is why, and everything like that. It sold itself. And that's my rule of thumb is any direct sales product, if you're going to sign up for direct sales, make sure it's a product you already use and love, so that if worse comes to worse, you're able to just get it yourself at a discount because you're already using it. Why not order? And that's why I signed up with Thrive about 5 or 6 years ago, because I wanted to build up my food storage. And I was like, if I'm going to spend money on freeze-dried food every month anyway, I know Thrive is the best quality brand out there. That's what I wanted to add to my food storage. And so I figured, well, if I'm going to order every month anyway, I may as well sign up as a consultant so that I'm getting a kickback. I'm getting that commission on my own sales, and it's like another discount. So I did. And just like anything, when it's something you use, you're naturally promoting it and you're telling people, and then they want to try it and stuff, and it works out. So again, there is pros and cons to it, and it just depends on your own situation and what type of financial situation your family's in and what your goals are. People can and do make amazing money with some direct sales, and the percentages aren't as high as a lot of them will make you think. I mean, I've done direct sales, like I said, Tupperware. I've done 31 bags and Tupperware and Thrive and what else? Anyhow, there's a lot out there. And some are better than others. And it just, some their commission plan is better than others, or the products are better than others, all that. So that's something to keep in mind. The cool thing about with direct sales is typically when you sign up, you're signing up under someone and you're joining their team, and they become your mentor. So make sure, choose your mentor wisely. Choose who you sign up under a direct sales. If you're going to sign up under one, choose wisely. Find someone who is responsive, someone who's helpful, someone who answered your questions and is willing to help you. If someone's ignoring your texts or your calls or your emails or Facebook Messenger or whatever, if they're taking a week to respond to you every time, it's going to be the same when you're a consultant under them. And so you want someone who's going to be responsive. And I mean, give them a day. Everyone gets busy and has different things that they may not see your message for a day, but or they're on vacation, just happen to be. So have some flexibility there. But I'm just saying, if they're easy to talk to and they're helpful, those are the kind of people you want to sign up under, because they're going to mentor you and they're going to help you along the way as you have questions, and they'll be a good resource. And the more that they help you, the more that you are able to build your business, which in turn gives them a little bit of a kickback anyway. So they're really helping themselves. If they're smart, they will learn and understand that. So that mentorship is another way of finding what works for you for work from home. Okay, so we've covered she's got skills, being open to learning a new skill, time well spent, and embracing the mentorship journey. So now just do some brainstorming. So now that you've got these 4 points, and you're wanting to start out to work from home to make some money, do some brainstorming. Make a list of all your skills or the skills you want to learn, or make a list of what products or services are needed where you live. You can come up with a plan to sell online. So if you have a website or you want to do a website, and there's a lot of things to consider. Is it something you're going to carry inventory on? Are you going to direct ship? Is it a digital product? Things like that. So figure out, like, what things do you love? Where are your passions? Because that's going to be what's key to your success, where you're passionate. The things you love doing are the things that your attitude's going to be better. Your excitement, your energy is going to be better. And that's going to be obvious in the people that are around you and that listen to you and talk to you. They're going to pick up on that. Cross-reference your lists. Find a business idea that works. What are my skills? What's the reality of the situation? What products and services are needed where I'm at? Where am I seeing a need? If you learn the skill, you start compiling a list of ways and places you can learn it from. If it's something you want to learn, okay, where can I go to learn this? Is there a local community college or tech school or anything like that you can take classes on? Does some communities offer classes, or even people in their homes? I've taught people cooking skills and things like that in my own home. Is there classes and skills that you can take to learn some of this stuff? Or do you know somebody? Do you know somebody that already knows how to do it, that is willing to teach you, and even maybe an internship type thing, right? So a lot of brainstorming and places to start, But again, this is all about finding what works for you, because what works for somebody else may not work for you. It may not fit in your life, and that's okay. That's okay. Find what works for you. Do you have certain hours that you're available to work? Do you have limitations, be it physical, mental, whatever, anything like that? Spiritual. Some people can't do a lot of like emotional stuff because it just gets them emotionally drained, right? Or internet. Do you not have internet, high-speed internet at your house, or a computer, something like that? Like, what is your reality, and what are you capable of doing? What are you open to learning how to do? And what fits your needs and your passions and your wants? And those are all major things to keep in mind as you're discovering and finding what works for you. So again, today we've talked about she's got skills, being open to learning, time well spent, and embracing the mentorship journey. So I hope that was helpful for you as you're starting this work from home journey. And again, if you have any questions, comments, need clarification or ideas, shoot me an email, podcast@a2zformoms.com. And one more shout out, our weekly lineup: Motivational Monday, Teaching Tuesday, Whip It Wednesday, Parenting Perspectives on Thursday, Food Storage Friday, and Money Magic for Moms on Saturday. So these are all some great places to start. Also, if you're wanting to take a course you can self-pace this course, and some people are visual and you got to see the list and things down. There's a course on my website. It's actually moneymagicformoms.com. And through there, you can sign up. There's even a free trial for the course. I think it's a week free trial. And when you sign up on the site, you have access to all the courses. And there's the steps for success and all these things that'll help you start out. If you want to become a virtual assistant, there's Social Media 101. There's a lot of I think there's about 3 or 4 courses there that you can go through self-paced, and it'll give you homework assignments and things to help you along the way, along this journey. So if you're wanting to start, I'll be talking about different subjects each week, but you'll have to wait a week between each topic. So if you're wanting to kind of rush through this and set a goal maybe for the first of the year or something, then I would highly recommend sign up for that course, and you can go through and complete it at your own pace. So again, that's moneymagicformoms.com. And that's where you can see all that. All right. Well, thanks for listening today, and I hope you tune in next week. And again, if you want to see me visually, you can watch me on YouTube, A to Z for Moms Like Me, or you can listen to the podcast on all your major podcast platforms, A to Z for Moms. Thanks, and have a great day.